I was the other woman, until his wife called me. I never set out to be the other woman, it just happened. Like a slow burn that starts with a spark and consumes everything in its path. My name is Elena, and for 2 years, I'd been entangled with Mark, a charming executive with a silver tongue and eyes that made me feel like the center of the universe. He told me his marriage was a sham, a relic from his youth held together by habit and shared finances. She's like a roommate, he'd say, tracing circles on my skin after our stolen afternoons. You're the one who makes me feel alive. I believed him. Why wouldn't I? Our meetings were electric. Clandestine lunches in hidden cafes, weekends away disguised as business trips, whispered promises in hotel rooms. I was 32, single, and convinced this was love, the kind that defies conventions. Mark was 45, successful, and married, but in my mind, that was temporary. He'd leave her eventually. I was his secret, his escape, the woman who understood him better than anyone. My days revolved around him. I'd check my phone obsessively for his texts, heart racing at the sight of his name. Miss you already, he'd write, followed by a heart emoji that felt like a vow. I ignored the red flags, the cancelled plans, the way he'd silence his phone during our time together, the ring he never removed. Guilt? Sure, it flickered sometimes, late at night when I was alone in my apartment. But love, I told myself, wasn't always clean. It was raw, complicated, worth the moral gray areas. Then, one rainy Tuesday afternoon, my phone rang from an unknown number. I was at work, buried in spreadsheets at my marketing firm, when I answered absent-mindedly. Hello? A woman's voice, calm but edged with exhaustion, responded, Is this Elena? My stomach dropped. Yes. Who is this? This is Sarah, Mark's wife. The world tilted. I gripped the edge of my desk, blood rushing in my ears. This was it, the confrontation I dreaded. She'd scream, call me names, threaten. I'd hang up, call Mark in panic, and we'd figure out how to spin it. But Sarah didn't scream. Instead, she let out a long sigh, like she'd been holding her breath for years. I know about you, she said quietly. I've known for a while, but I'm not calling to fight. I need to talk. Can we meet? Please. Her plea disarmed me. No anger, just desperation. Against my better judgment, I agreed. We met that evening at a quiet coffee shop on the outskirts of town, the kind of place where secrets go to die. Sarah was nothing like I'd imagined, not the frumpy housewife Mark had painted, but elegant, with sharp features and tired eyes that spoke of sleepless nights. She was 43, a teacher, mother to their teenage daughter. As we sat across from each other, steam rising from our untouched lattes, the tension was palpable, a live wire humming between us. Why did you call me? I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. My hands trembled under the table. Sarah leaned forward, her eyes locking onto mine. Because I need you to hear the truth, not Mark's version, but mine, and maybe it'll set us both free. She began her confession slowly, unraveling the threads of their life together. They'd met in college, like Mark and I had joked about in our fantasies, but unlike our affair, their story was real, young love, a rushed marriage after an unexpected pregnancy, building a home brick by brick. Mark was ambitious, she said. I supported him through late nights, promotions, everything, but success changed him. He started pulling away 5 years ago. Little lies at first, late meetings, unexplained trips. I shifted uncomfortably, recognizing those excuses. He told me your marriage was over, I murmured, defending myself weakly. Sarah smiled bitterly. Over? No. Strained. Yes, but I fought for it. Therapy, date nights, even forgiving his indiscretions. There were others before you. Elena, you're not the first. Her words hit like a slap. Others? Mark had sworn I was special, the only one. But Sarah continued. her voice steady despite the pain etching her face. I found out about you 6 months ago. Emails, hotel receipts. I confronted him. He cried, promised to end it, but he didn't. He couldn't let go of the thrill. The coffee shop blurred around us. Rain pattered against the window, mirroring the storm inside me. Why not divorce him? I asked, anger bubbling up, not at her, but at the man we'd both loved. Because of our daughter, Lily. She's 16, struggling with anxiety. A divorce would destroy her. And honestly, I still love him. Or the man he used to be. Sarah's eyes welled up. But that's not why I'm here. I'm calling because he's sick. Elena, cancer, stage 3. He doesn't know I know about the full extent. He's hiding it from everyone, including you. Cancer? My mind reeled. Mark had mentioned feeling tired lately, but he'd brushed it off as work stress. He's dying? I whispered. Not yet, but the prognosis isn't good. Chemo starts next week. He thinks he can handle it alone, like everything else, but I can't let him. And you're part of this mess. He needs to come clean, to all of us. The confession poured out then, raw and unfiltered. Sarah spoke of the loneliness in their marriage, how Mark's affairs were symptoms of his deeper emptiness, a fear of aging, of mediocrity. You're young, vibrant, you make him feel powerful, but it's an illusion, and it's hurting everyone. As she talked, my defenses crumbled. I'd cast myself as the heroine in a forbidden romance, but now I saw the wreckage, a family fractured, a daughter unaware, a wife bearing the weight alone. Guilt crashed over me, heavy and unrelenting. I didn't know, I said, tears streaming. I thought I was the one. Sarah reached across the table, her hand covering mine, a gesture of unexpected compassion. We both were fooled, but we can end this. Help me get him to face reality, for Lily's sake. That night, I called Mark. He answered cheerfully, oblivious. Hey, beautiful, miss me? We need to talk, I said, my voice breaking. I told him about Sarah's call, the cancer, everything. Silence stretched on the line, then sobs, his, raw and broken. I didn't want to burden you, he admitted. I thought I could fix it all. But nothing was fixed. Over the next weeks, the truth unraveled. Mark confessed to Sarah about the affair's depth, to me about his lies. Therapy sessions followed, family ones where Lily learned the sanitized version. I stepped back, ending things cleanly, though the pain lingered like a bruise. In the quiet aftermath, I reflected on my role. I'd been the other woman, chasing a fantasy that destroyed real lives. Sarah's call wasn't vengeance, it was mercy, a wake-up call to morality's gray edges. Love isn't theft, it's building, not breaking. Mark fought his cancer, supported by his family, and me? I moved on, wiser, vowing never to be the secret again. Years later, I heard from Sarah. Mark had beaten the odds, their marriage stronger for the scars. Thank you, she wrote, for listening. I smiled through tears. In the end, her confession saved us all.